So what do we need to be mindful of in the upcoming week? Hi guys, welcome to Finding Sanctuary. My name is Karen. Today we will be doing an intuitive journaling exercise called Connecting In. This week for our intuitive journaling exercise, we will be using the Seeker Oracle cards by Raven Phelan. We will also be using the Wild Wisdom Australia cards by Karen Roberts and Bonnie Hughes. Beautiful deck, this one. I absolutely love it. The Wisdom of the Divine Feminine cards by Jenny Han and Jessica Ricchetti. I'll also be using the Goddess, Gods and Guardian Oracle cards by Sophie Bashford and Hilary Wilson. And the answer is simple, Oracle cards by Sonia Choquette. So now I encourage you to choose a number between 1 and 5 so that when I pull these cards, you'll know which group that you've chosen. I ask you to write the number down. Now for me, it's really important that you do that because sometimes we can get tricked by thinking of a number that comes to us. It might pop up straight away. And then when we see the cards being dealt, we're kind of like, well, don't like that message or not sure how that relates to me. So I'm going to go with a different group. Being intuitive journaling, it means that we need to obviously intuit the message. So sometimes that can be easy, sometimes it can be difficult, but what it is it is a learnt skill that everybody can benefit from. So I encourage you to choose a number, write it down so that we can actually work with that number. So now that you've actually written that number down and it's there in black and white and you've made a commitment to it, we're going to start with the Wild Wisdom Australia deck. This week I was going to do things a little bit different and I hope that you will find value in it. So these are absolutely gorgeous cards. I just adore the back of them as well as the images on the front. Oops, they're upside down. They're all Australiana animals and I will do a review of these cards so you can have a look at them, but they are absolutely beautiful. So what aspect do I need to be mindful of for the coming week? What area do we need to be mindful of for the coming week? So if you've chosen group number 1, these are the cards that I will be using for your reading today, for you to intuitively journal. Now, if you're not familiar with the Australian animals, that's absolutely okay. You will intuit the messages that come through for you based on the knowledge and experience that you have. So I still encourage you that if you've chosen group number 1 and you're getting a little bit nervous about whether you're going to understand the messages from these animals, please really try and stick with it. You will definitely find benefit of it, I have no doubt. So today, the card for group number 1, and we will be pulling a single card this week. So if you have chosen group number 1, what I would like you to do now is think of a letter A, B or C and also write that down for yourself. So you will be group 1 and you will either be card A, card B or card C. And again, I encourage you to write it down so that you have made a commitment and you stick to it. So the first card that we have, which is for card A, is Echidna, Problem Solver. The second card we have, which is for card B, is upside down, is Little Penguin, Self-Mastery. And the third card that we have, which is card C, is Greater Bilby, Dark Night of the Soul. So if you've chosen group number 1, these are your cards. Depending on whether you chose A, B or C, these are the cards that are relevant for you. So group number 1, card A, Echidna, Problem Solver. Group number 1, card B, Little Penguin, Self-Mastery. And group number 1, card C, is Greater Bilby, Dark Night of the Soul. If you choose group 2, Wisdom of the Divine Feminine, is the cards that we're using for your reading this week. I now encourage you to choose a letter, A, B or C, and again, write it down so that you've made a choice and made a commitment, because that will be the card that you actually will be using to intuit your message this week. So again, I'll split the cards. So if you chose group 2 and card A, this is your card. Transformation. If you chose group 2 and card B, your card is Blossoming. And if you chose group 2, card C, your card is wholeness. So again, guys, taking into account the group that you've chosen and the card that you've chosen, you've made that commitment. If you were group 2, card A, your card for you to journal with is transformation. If you are group 2, card B, your card for you to journal with is blossoming. If you are group 2, card C, the card you have is wholeness. If you chose group 3, your deck for this week is The Answer is Simple by Sonia Choquette. And we have a lot of cards in this deck. So again, what aspect of life do you need to be mindful of in the coming week? This is for group 3. What aspect of life do you need to be mindful of in the coming week? So if you chose group 3, I encourage you to now choose a letter between A, B and C. And when you've chosen that letter, write it down next to your group number that you've chosen, so that again you have committed to the process and you follow through with that commitment. So if you if you have chosen group 3, these are your cards. If you chose group 3, card A, we've got 2 here for card A, something that doesn't happen very often at all. We have stop and talk to God. We have 2 here for group A. If you have chosen group 3, card B, you have spread the light. And if you had chosen group 3, card C, you have put others first. So again, if your group was number 3 and you had card A, you have stop and talk to God, as they both fell out together. If you had group 3, card B, you have spread the light. And if you had group 3, card C, you have put others first. So think about that, lean into the cards and journal with what might be relevant for you and what comes up. So the next ones are for group 4. If you choose group 4, then this is the deck that we'll be using for your cards. Goddess, Gods and Guardians Oracle Cards by Sophie Bashford and the artwork by Hilary Wilson. Again, I encourage you to stick with the number that you picked from the beginning. And now it's time for you to choose a letter, A, B or C. And as you do so, think into it. When you're comfortable with the letter that you've chosen, A, B or C, I ask you to write it down next to your group number, because that will inform you of which card is there for you in this reading. So in group 4, we ask, what aspect of life do I need to be mindful of in the coming week? What aspect of life do I need to be mindful of in the coming week? And again, we'll have cards for group 4. So if you chose group 4, card A, this is your card. Hod, tell the truth. If you chose group 4, card B, this is your card. Mo'u Lisa, balance. And if you chose group 4, card C, this is your card. Isis, sacred contracts. So again, if you chose group 4 and you had card A, your card is Hood, tell the truth. Group 4, card B, Mo'u Lisa, balance. And group 4, card C, Isis, sacred contract. So I encourage you to sit with those cards and write down what comes to you. And the last group we have is group 5. We're using the Seeker Oracle by Ravin Phelan. Now, you've chosen group 5 and you've written that down, so you're committed to it now. I'd now like you to think of which letter you would like, A, B, or C. And when you're comfortable with having chosen A, B, or C, I encourage you to write that down next to your group number, because that will inform you of the card that is there for you today. So group 5, if you chose group 5 card A, this is your card. Your path alone. If you chose group 5 card B, this is your card. Name the thing. And if you chose group 5 card C, this is your card. Respond with grace. So there you have it, group 5. If you had group 5 card A, you have the card Your Path Alone. If you have group 5 card B, you have Name the Thing. And if you have group 5 card C, you have Respond with Grace. So I encourage you to sit down and intuitively write the message that comes for you, keeping in mind the question that we've asked this week, which is, what aspect of life do I need to be mindful in the coming week? Now, I'm hoping that this was a little bit different to the way we did the Connecting In exercise last week, and I'm hoping that you found it valuable and that you've liked it. I'd really love your comments if you've done both of the exercises, to know what you prefer, how it flowed for you, and how I might be able to improve it so that you get a better delivery of the Connect In intuitive journaling process. So these are the beautiful decks that we've used this week. I hope you enjoyed seeing them, and I look forward to connecting in with you again next week. Bye.